what? Had you always been into film? What was it that actually got you starting to make film and interested in doing this sort of art?
I started making. I was an artist. I was a visual artist doing mostly drawing and painting. I went to school for that. But when I got out of college, I just started making Super 8 films.
Right.
I mean, I was making some art video and stuff in school, but I just started making. And I just thought, I'm just going to do what I really want to do. So I was making musicals, really elaborate little musicals on Super 8 with making costumes and little sets for them in my tiny basement apartment in New York. And then I just kept going. I went to graduate school and I just kept making film. And I moved on to 16 millimeter. I kept doing it.
So they just grew really until you ended up doing
just getting bigger.
And then Viva itself.
Yeah, Viva's like 30 shorts or something, but it's
because there's a sort of slight episodic. Yeah. I mean, how did that come about? Was that the process of just the extended shooting time?
That was it. No, that was the process of actually just more like tearing out ads and cartoons from Playboys and things, and I'm going to do this vignette, that vignette, that vignette. Okay. Right. And so it was a bunch of vignettes strung together was the story. I mean, it's almost like a little bit like some of those Jerry Lewis movies, like The Bellboy, which is like it's like a bunch of New Yorker cartoons put together. So this is kind of like a bunch of Playboy cartoons put together. So it's like it's like that. So
you're right. The Bellboy is just him doing one thing, and then he does something else.
One skit and another skit. It was a little bit like that, but I made a story out of it. But the original point was just to show all these different scenarios of the sexual revolution, like these little vignettes, and then I made it into, I kind of strung it together into a story. And
one of the other things that comes across in your film is a very much sort of an old style sense. You almost captured the beats of the sort of 70s as well. It's not cut in a modern way. I mean, was that?
It's not just the 70s. It's actually everything in cinema starting from the 20s up through the 70s. So I've studied mostly Hollywood classic cinema, and I've really looked at a lot of it, and I've seen almost everything. And so that's the style I'm used to when I'm working.
Slightly slower.
It's just more. It's more about the image rather than the movement.
Yes.
And it's more about the tableau and the set, and it's more about the still tableau image. Yeah.
Because when I think of Viva, that's right. I mean, don't just think of the story. I think of the colours and the style and the scenes and the outfits and all that sort of comes in as well. I don't just think about the actual story.
Yeah.
That makes quite an impression.
I think that's also because I did take it from image. Like the images, like I had these, again, like cartoons and things that had these vignettes. Like one would be the nudist colony, and one would be the boss and the secretary, and one would be the swingers at the pool. And actually was trying to get that key image as well, in the scene.
Yes.
So it's all centered around some kind of still image idea to begin with.
And one of the things we do on our website is we talk about people's influences and their inspirations. I mean, would you mind talking about which filmmakers you like, or any artists in any field really that maybe influence you, or you just enjoy their work?
Well, for this film, because I didn't actually watch that much sexploitation or sex movies at all.
Well, some of them are really hard to get through. They're not all as, they're not all good.
It's just not the stuff I normally watch. Right. So I really got into Bradley Metzger, and he was a big influence. Yes. And then the movie Suburban Roulette. I love the quality of that, and the pool scenes were inspired by that. And other than that, I mentioned Belle de Jour was a big influence, and then. I love Jacques Demy. Oh, okay. And I was just looking a lot of like 60s and 70s color films for the look of it. Yeah. And
what about Douglas Sirk? Because one of the things I think of Sirk is I always think of his colors as well.
Well, again, I watched all those movies from the 50s, all those Technicolor movies. So I'm sure they all had some kind of influence because it's all the stuff I watch. And I love Sirk, obviously. Yeah. But I wasn't direct. I was really trying to get away from all that making. But what was funny is that I went straight to the one sexploitation director that was heavily influenced by that Technicolor Hollywood style, which is Bradley Metzger. Like in attempting to get away from it, I just picked the one that already did it, like that. It's kind of like. Yeah. I mean, I guess it validated it for me, the idea that I could make this transition and still have it be kind of me.
Yes. That's excellent. So. Yeah, because I think you mentioned Technicolor, because the thing I always think of that is the incredible colours that they would get.
And I love it. I love the really early Technicolor, like the red and green Technicolor like from 1929. And I really love that stuff. There's some musicals I've seen screened like at UCLA and things. Where they have an archive. Yeah. And I just really love
some of the screenings, I kind of quite often look at that, what's playing in LA, because there's such a wealth of film there.
Yeah, they have all that.
Really nice.
They have the preserved prints of all those great movies. And,
wow.
Yeah, so I look at a lot of that.
That's fantastic. And what did you think? Did you learn anything from the whole process of Viva?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Millions of things. I can't even begin.
Yeah, probably everything as you went along. I mean, did you feel more confident now as a filmmaker post?
Oh yeah, I mean, but everything you do in life, you learn from it. I mean, I did so many jobs in that, and I also learned what I wouldn't do again, so that's good,
Oh, really?
And so,
what wouldn't you do again, or if you can tell us?
I'm not sure. I mean, just little things, things about how you organize your crew and how you.
Oh,
just dumb stuff and how you deal with your post production.
So even beyond the artistic
marketing
side of it.
Oh yeah, it's mainly that. I mean, the creative stuff. I've been comfortable with for a long time, even since I was doing my shorts.
So if you've got your vision,
it's more the administrative stuff that I keep learning. I'll never know enough about that.
So has everything been on your shoulders then to do the marketing,
Absolutely.
to cut the trailer, to try to find Oh gosh,
everything. Yeah, so I've learned a lot.
You must have done.
And I've gotten away from the creative process doing that. So that's been the sad thing.
That must be difficult, because I suppose that's your initial drive to get into it. Is I really want to do this, and then you get sort of hampered by money people and sales and rejections and trying to get it
it's
across.
Kind of weird, but if you can stay, because what I have, which a lot of people would kill for, is I have creative control, and so that's really, and so thing. It takes more time, but if you get creative control,
it's your thing. It's not compromised.
Yeah. Then that's really something that I hold out for, even if it costs me other things.
Yeah. I think it's so worth it. I think that's why the film works, is because it is one person's vision. It's not a committee.
So.
You would have had your ideas, and
you can definitely tell. But also because of that, it's kind of painful, because when people hate it. They can get kind of personal about it.
Really?
Yeah, they can get kind of ugly about it, because it's like, we know who to blame for this.
That's a shame. That's not fair.
And especially, if I'm really exposing myself, I'm doing nudity and everything. It's like,
it's like, honest.
But also it's like, who would dare to do it? I mean, it was very daring to do it. And the one thing is that I'm sometimes sorry that I was that daring. So that's sad, because the world can be mean.
Because you don't like the negative feedback.
Well, I'm not
too personal.
Well, I don't do it for ego reasons, and I don't do it. I'm trying to create something in the world, and so if people are acting like I'm doing it because I'm stuck up, or like I have a big ego, that kind of ruins it for me, because it's not really why I'm doing it.
I can't think that people would interpret it that way. It's just
having creative control sometimes for people translates to having like a big ego and being a control freak. I mean, you can say it in a nice way, like creative control is positive because it makes you an artist, and you can say it in a nasty way, which is that you're a control freak.
Oh, okay.
And that you're just kind of, you can't, that you don't know, or you don't know how to work with people.
Yeah.
But obviously, if you don't know how to work with people, you can't make a feature film where you hire big crews and
all that involvement
and over 100 actors. So obviously, know how to work with people.
Yeah.
But I mean,
and that commitment, people, you must have fostered quite a nice sort of family fit. Well, you'd hope to,
sort of. People, it's been so long they've drifted away by now. But,
okay, and just one final question. What are you working on next? I've heard you talking about a film called Love Witch, or a script.
Right.
I mean, is that what you're still working on, or is there anything else coming up?
I'm going to be doing that next. That's my next feature.
Okay.
And I haven't started in production yet with that, but I think I'm just about to do 2 little shorts first.
Oh, brilliant!
They're actually erotic shorts.
Right.
And because I'm going to put my short films out again with a distributor.
Oh, great.
And
that's nice. I'll get them out to a wider audience.
And get it out, And I have some ideas. Actually, one of them was very inspired by being here in London.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sort
Interesting.
of like about a British prostitute in 1900.
Oh, right.
Named
Jack the Ripper era, sort of. Like
named Fanny Fielding.
Yeah. Oh,
okay. It's called Fanny Fielding.
Yeah. Well, that's great. That's a great point to end. I mean, thank you very much for your time. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.